In the last 24 hours, Governors Nyesom Wike of Rivers State and Godwin Obaseki of Edo State have thrown all caution to the wind and hurled insults at one another over the control of the People's Democratic Party in Edo State. Wike threw the first salvo at the weekend when he admonished the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Philip Shaibu, after the latter complained of lack of integration of Obaseki's supporters in the Edo State chapter of the PDP. Shaibu went on to warn that Obaseki and his supporters might seek alternative political platforms if they are not recognized by the PDP. Responding to the Deputy Governor's remarks, the typically combative Wike blasted Shaibu for threatening the PDP and promised to write to the national chairman of the PDP, demanding that the party constitutes a disciplinary committee to sanction the Edo State Deputy Governor. But in swift reaction on Monday, Governor Obaseki came to his deputy's defense and reminded Wike that the PDP was not his personal property. However, Wike, in his usual irascible manner, responded by calling Obaseki an ingrate and serial betrayer. The Rivers governor even apologized to former national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Adams Oshiomhole, for ignoring the latter's warning about Obaseki. While joining us now to explain the root cause of the slanging match between the two governors is Dr. Nwanosike chairman of the Ikwere local government area in Rivers State. Good morning and welcome to the show, Dr. Samuel.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, Dr. Nwanosike Samuel, where do you stand in this conflict as it appears between Governor Wike of Rivers and Governor Obaseki of Edo State and his deputy? That's my first take. And then there was something that Governor Wike said. He said, Obaseki melembe melembe. What's the meaning of Obaseki melembe melembe? You know, in case you understand the language of Governor Wike.
Yeah, I will start with the last explaining the meaning of melembe melembe. Melembe melembe is a slang that means take it easy, be patient, the time will come. That's what it means. What the governor of Rivers State, Chief Nyesom Wike, the pride of the Rivers people, what he was saying clearly, that look, Nigerians have come to a crossroad by the leadership provided by the All Progressive Congress that have denied all the promises they made to Nigerians, and because they deceived Nigerians to come to power, and at the end of the day they had nothing to offer. And now Nigerians are seeing PDP as the alternative that can rescue this nation. And that it would be wrong for us to have leaders who are known as promise breakers, leaders who are known to renege in the promises they make when they were in difficult situations. You see, that is the problem. We are critical stakeholders of the People's Democratic Party. I, for one, have been a member of PDP since from the formation stage. I've been a councillor, I've been PRO of party, and now I've been local government chairman. To date, I've been local government chairman. And we know what we've gone through to make sure that this party stays alive in our states, and the support we have given to make sure our party comes to take over the reins of government at the center and give Nigerians the true dividends of democracy and make Nigeria come out from this dungeon we're headed to. And it would be wrong for you to have a leader, one of our governors, display this attitude of betrayal. It is wrong, because he believes he has a deputy governor who has supported him so much that he wants to take over from him. So they are seeking for a political structure that they will hold on to. Then after Obaseki has finished, Philip Shaibu will now become the governor of Edo State. If Philip Shaibu wants to be the governor of Edo State, you mean we're going to destroy the People's Democratic Party and change our rules or move the goalposts in the middle of the match? What is the cause of the problem? The cause of the problem is what? That people came and met a house that's already built. Somebody owns a house, for instance, owns a vehicle. You are thrown out of your vehicle, despite how powerful you have told the people of Edo and the people of Nigeria that you are. But we didn't see that power during the last election, because it is on record that Philip Shaibu, the almighty deputy governor, the most powerful deputy governor in Nigeria, did not win his election in his local government during the re-election. He didn't win. Oshomole won him because he comes from Oshomole's local government. Now, you imagine a deputy governor granting a one-hour interview yesterday on TVC and telling the entire world and Nigerians that he doesn't belong to PDP. Meanwhile, he's the deputy governor holding the flag of the People's Democratic Party. And you will say you don't belong to PDP. I think it's an insult to our party. And I want to join the governor of Rivers State to call on the National Working Committee to set up a disciplinary committee that to make sure that this is not allowed to stand. We have other states led by PDP that have deputy governors that are even working even more than Philip Shaibu is working for his governor. But yet they are calm and quiet. Nobody is hearing them insult people or threaten parties. How can you just come from the outside? You say people who have conducted congresses from the world level, from the AGA level, congresses conducted, people are holding offices. They had even their candidates. If you remember that for Obaseki to take the PDP governorship ticket, that aspirants of the PDP had to be pleaded with. A lot of sacrifices, a lot of meeting day and night was done to make sure that everybody was brought to the center and he was given the full support. And in fact, if we are sincere as people, if you're coming for such a negotiation, there would have been no way that Philip Shaibu would have survived, because what would have happened was that Obaseki would have taken the governorship and a member of PDP would have been given the deputy. But because we wanted to show to the world that we are people who are ready to rescue the Edo people, Wike and other leaders of the party agreed that Philip Shaibu is the preferred deputy governor that Obaseki wants. Let him take it. But what is the issue? These other persons you met in the party, you don't throw them away. They just reminded us that the prophecy Fayose made through Post TV Africa, where he predicted, it's on life, it's trending right now as I'm talking to you, that Obaseki will betray the People's Democratic Party. And in fact, he specifically mentioned that Obaseki will betray Nyesom Wike, who is fighting tooth and nail to make sure he wins. And that is why the governor was right by apologizing to Adams Oshomole. Because Adams Oshomole told the whole world that this effort, this hard work, this risk Nyesom Wike is taking. If you remember, that Nyesom Wike was predicted to be quarantined by Ganduje, the governor of Kano State, when he comes to Edo State for that election. And he was actually quarantined. That raised the argument between the IG and him. Nyesom Wike was locked down in a hotel. He didn't leave. He didn't take his bath for days. And yet, after these sacrifices, you come into power. You led your family to come and thank him. The same man you're calling names today. The same man you're calling bully today. And you even made a promise that nothing on earth will make you betray the people of Edo State PDP who have stood by you. Now, all of a sudden, you want them to go back and chase people away who have contested in their congresses and won. Because you believe the people you came with from the APC that you were thrown away with, who you said are your people indebted to, that you cannot leave them in prison. For crying out loud, the governor is the leader of the party in the state. If a governor does not have the capacity to manage his family that is leading, then how can he say he has the capacity to manage the resources of Edo people? He cannot. So as far as we are concerned, we are trying to correct, because whether you like it or not, Nigerians are watching. And the People's Democratic Party, as we are in Nigeria, we alone cannot deliver a presidential candidate to victory. We need to agree with other Nigerians. And it's still to be said, don't trust PDP people. When you have agreement with them, they will treat you like Obaseki treated the PDP people. They will just take power and they will throw you away. That is not the kind of party we want to present to Nigerians. This is a brand new party led by our national chairman. And we are saying that the entire PDP members in the 774 local governments in Nigeria is watching, that the NEC, the National Working Committee and NEC that is meeting today should set up a disciplinary committee and correct these menace to foster future occurrences. Nigerians should know that democracy is played by the rules. There's a electoral act, there's party constitution, there's the Nigerian constitution. You cannot turn the table or shift the goalpost in the center of a football game. As far as we are concerned, Nyesom Wike has said clearly he is a full party man, he's a full PDP man. He has supported
Dr. Samuel, can you hear me?
Other states.
Right, I do need to ask a question. And my question is this. Governor Wike is fighting on more than one front, isn't he? He's also turned his ire towards Dave Umahi of Edo State. What's your analysis of that issue? Because he's made it very clear that PDP will take that case all the way to the Supreme Court. Dave Umahi has already appealed to the Court of Appeal. So give us your analysis and the unfortunate degeneration into another war of words.
Well, it is not the first time Wike spoke about David Umahi's defection. If you remember, immediately after David Umahi defected, the governor of Edo State had a press conference where he said that he is going to support the National Working Committee of People's Democracy to test this case in court. Because there are rules for defection. You cannot say you're defecting from a political party because the Southeast has not been zoned a presidential ticket to. It's so reckless statement that anybody could make. The law is clear. If there is a division in a party at the national level, then you can cite that an instance to defect, to move. How can you imagine? The Supreme Court has a ruling that the party is the one that people votes for. And now, the party won election. The party gave you the mandate. You abandon the party halfway. What kind of democracy will we be practicing in Nigeria? So somebody will get ticket in APC, win election, and defect to PDP, or somebody will get ticket in PDP, win election, and defect to APC, defect to election. So judiciary should make a clear statement so that our democracy can be stable. We want a stable. If the democracy is not stable, the Nigerian system cannot be stable. That is the truth. So what Governor Wike and the People's Democratic Party is saying, court should interpret who won the election. Is it the People's Democratic Party? Because in our laws, we don't have independent candidate yet. Governor Umahi did not run election as an independent candidate. He ran election as a flag bearer of the People's Democratic Party. So what reason is he giving that made him defend? So we want, right now, this matter is sub judice, so I don't want to go more about it. It's already in court, let the court decide. But Governor Wike is clear about it. Nigerians should not be shying away from testing our laws. Do we just have laws and keep them there? The judiciary, their rule is to interpret our laws. Apart from Governor Wike going to court for VAT, going to court for police deduction, going to court for other issues, other Nigerians should also go to court to interpret constitution. We want Nigerians to be so. We interpret our constitution to a level where we now know the clear rules. You know your boundaries, you know where you cannot cross. So it's not about Governor Wike, but Governor Wike is a proud PDP man, a man that stood before Armored Tank and said, I will defend my party. Even when he had a lot of reach from the center, from the All Progressive Congress leadership, even before 2011, he said, no, if you want to destroy us, we will remain in the People's Democratic Party. The River State people believe in the People's Democratic Party, and nothing, no intimidation, no attack on us, no trying to kill Rivers people will stop us from being members of people of People's Democratic Party. So as far as we are concerned, Governor Wike is on track, and we are saying, let the judiciary make the proper pronouncement so that Nigerian democracy can head to a proper direction.
Dr. Nwanosike, Governor Wike is on track by abusing people in the public space. Is that supposed to be the conduct of a governor? Asking who is your father, calling people all sorts of names? I mean, you might have political disagreements, but is that decorum? No, wait a minute, let me finish, please. Is that decorum? You know, we all have children in society. What kind of morals do we want to leave for our children when we see a governor of a state, which a lot of children aspire to, using such of vitriol in public and words like that? What's going to be your comment to that? And secondly, a lot of people argue that the national chairman of your party tried to wade into the Edo crisis, that he came all the way and they held a rally to be able to bring everybody together in Edo State. That after that, they thought that things will settle down, and Governor Wike picked it up again. So a lot of people are saying, doesn't the governor even respect your national party chairman? Is it because he owns the party, like some people claim, because he spends a lot of money on the party?
Well, first of all, we don't believe in blackmails. Every Nigerian had the national chairman when he came to the state, the statement he made in the public sphere. Now, we also know what happened. But the question is, despite all these issues you have raised, do you change the goalposts at the middle of a match? Oh, because we have a new national chairman, are we going to jettison all the congresses that have been held from the ward level, the LGA level, and the state level in Edo State? Because the national chairman wants to wade into. Okay, in what way is he going to wade into the crisis? He should say that the ward chairman of the should resign and let the Philip Shaibu ward chairman who left APC with him should take over. Now, first of all, I want to ask, how many deputy governors do we have in People's Democratic Party led states? Which of them have come to threaten the party? Or which of them have come like Shaibu came yesterday to say, I want to leave, I don't belong to the party. Meanwhile, you are the deputy governor flying the flag of the party, and you're telling the public that you don't belong to the People's Democratic Party. You can go, your sister station TVC had that interview for 1 hour yesterday, and we think it's too reckless for you to say. Now, if Governor Wike, as a governor, makes a statement, he's a human being. Even you, Abraham Rufai, you're a human being. There are things that will happen to you and you can't take them. I've heard you sometimes make statements too when you address national issues. But for us, we don't want to do that. What Governor Wike represents for us is total leadership. A man that believes in building human infrastructure, physical infrastructure, and is bringing people together. Is a man that is grooming leaders. So if Philip Shaibu goes to intimidate his governor and the governor takes it, he cannot leave that and come and intimidate the People's Democratic Party that he has no stake. When did he come to the party? What has he contributed to the party that he will intimidate the people of Edo State and the people of Nigeria and PDP? So as far as we are concerned, that is not even our bone of contention. Okay, now, the Governor Wike you're talking about, you say he acts as if he owns the party. What he said he's a critical stakeholder. He repeated it yesterday. A man you sent to go and had an election, an election in Edo State, he gave his all. Other people have been sent. How did the result turn out? A man you sent to Cross River recently to go and make sure to chairman an election in Cross River, by-election election, he gave his all. A man who is ready to say, I will remain, even if I'm the last governor to stay in PDP, I will remain with PDP. I will finish as a governor of PDP. Rufa, that's what's important to us. And again, for people of River State, why we call Nyesom Wike the pride of the Rivers man? Because he wears our shoes and you know where he pinches us. He's a man that defends everybody in River State, irrespective of your political party. It was your station that broke the news when Joy Nune was attacked by the NDDC and Akpabio issue. Governor Wike did not say, because Joy Nune is not a member of the People's Democratic Party, I will allow her to die. He went there to say, look, I stand to defend her because she's a Rivers woman. That is the man. You see, Rufai, when you see a man who is ready to carry a people and defend them, you give your all for him. We don't see Governor Wike from what you have just explained now, because it is the story, those who want to paint him a white shirt with a black brush so that he will look bad. No, don't bother. He's a man that is building. He's a man that has a family that he's building properly. A man that has been able... Look, River State is a mini Nigeria. River State is the only state where boundary neighbors don't hear each other. Yet, come to River State PDP. All our leaders in the 23 local government are working together. Check the sister party in River State. One man is Lord. You just finished an interview now with Nwanosike. You heard what he said. So as far as we are concerned, Governor Wike is more than what you have just said. So Nigerians wouldn't even go about that. I don't have to bother myself about it. He's the pride of the Rivers people and will stand with him.
Well, Dr. Nwanosike, I'm sure you know that you can't claim to know Governor Nyesom Wike better than me. I think Philip Shaibu, if he says he's aggrieved, he has a right. If he says he wants to leave the party, he's free to do so. So, I mean, I don't think he has committed any offense by saying that there is an alternative to the PDP. He might as well just move to another party, okay? Now, if there are issues, the PDP can deal with that subsequently. But Governor Wike yesterday was quoted as describing the DNA of Governor Obaseki. Is he a medical doctor? Did he take a medical degree in the course of being governor? I would like to know. And then he says if he goes into the presidential race, he will beat everybody. What gives him that confidence? Is there something that you know, perhaps, that some of us do not know?
Well, first of all, talking about the DNA of the man, Dr. Bati, Nigerians know you as a historian, and we know that you know a lot of Benin history. So I will leave it at that. I won't go deep. When you follow the lineage, you will understand the story. So Governor Wike wasn't speaking in the respect of biology. He was speaking literally, and people, those who understand the story of why he's saying that, understand. I know you, as a historian, when you go deep, you understand that. So let's talk about that. Now, talking about if Governor Wike says if he makes up his mind to run election. See, Dr. Abati, for me and my family and the people of my local government and Rivers people, we've been fasting and praying and begging Governor Wike to please throw his hat in this ring. What else do we want to see in capacity? A man who is ready to work for the people and manage the resources of the people and provide infrastructure and make sure the people moves forward. A man that is ready to face challenges, know that he swore and oath to protect the lives and the property and to improve in the welfare of the people. That man that is relating with every other person in the party and ready to throw whatever he has to make sure that the party moves forward in the right direction. If you remember when we had an issue in PDP here and what the effort that has been made to make sure PDP is stabilized, if you remember all the trouble, some persons today left us after 2019 election and went and they were relaxing overseas in their mansions in Dubai. They stayed for more than 3 years and didn't bother how the party will be built. And some people came together and fought and built this party. And the next thing we have seen now, they've boarded planes and they've come back. They are no more resident in Dubai anymore. They are now in Nigeria. So they're now asking that poor people who have built the party, who do not have any capacity to step aside and allow them that they are the ones who are made. Dr. Batisa, the Nigeria we have today, we have over 200 million people. Nobody is more Nigerian than any other person. Governor Wike is qualified to be the president of Nigeria with all ramification. And we are pleading and begging him. Like Professor Jerry Gara in a live television yesterday pleaded with him to throw his hat in the ring because Nigerians are seeing his capacity. And I prayed, you that know him, you knew when he was a junior minister of education, you know his commitment to work, you know his dream for Nigeria. Under his watch as minister for state, you know his achievement in the Majiri school, in the girl child education, and what he represents, and all the work he has done in Ministry of Education. So what Nigerians are important, we are not interested in name calling. By the way, those who told us that they were saints, that they were not corrupt, that they are transparent in 2014 and deceived us and told us that they would do A, B, C, D, E, F, and all the promises they promised Nigeria. Nigerians voted them and threw away Jonathan that was running an economy that was the fastest growing economy in Nigeria, displayed by every indices, threw away Jonathan because they believe Jonathan is from a minority tribe and took over the reins of power. What do we have as a result? So Nigerians have come to understand now, we are tired of seeing good people. In fact, what we have known in history of development, good people said don't even know how to manage development. We want to see those who have the character to manage our resources. Governor Nwanosike has proven that he can manage a mini Nigeria called River State, where boundary neighbors don't hear each other. Yet, so he can manage the diversity in Nigeria. We are asking him to throw his hat in the ring. And let me also tell you, you don't know there are a lot of Nigerians who are willing to give everything they have to stand by Governor Nwanosike. Which state will you talk about? If Governor Nwanosike makes up his mind to throw his hat in the ring, it will be the highest gift we have gotten as Nigerians. And I can assure you, the result will be shown clearly in the February election 2023.
Well, can I come in here now and just clarify, when you refer to residents of Dubai, are you referring to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who, according to the front page of this day that I'm reading now, Atiku to formally declare presidential bid March 23rd. We have all heard Governor Wike's response to the former Vice President's announcement that he's never lost a PDP primary. So essentially he was saying that should he declare, he's a shoo-in, and Governor Wike asked him to sort of restrain those assumptions. I'd like a comment on that, because it went ahead to say that there are surprises that are looming with regards to the PDP presidential ticket. What could those surprises be?
In fact, it's an embarrassment to us delegates of that national convention that will be coming very soon. I am a delegate as a local government chairman. For that statement to be made means that Atiku has taken by right to vote. Because for him to make that open pronouncement means that he controls how I think, and he controls how the other delegates in the 704 local government will think. In fact, Atiku has us in his pocket. That's why he abandoned the party since after 2019 election and went and is cooling off in his mansion in Dubai. So you mean that we don't even want anything? So why are we even blaming the current government? If it's because we want to be building strong men, not strong institutions, we are telling you that, look, democracy should be run by the following principles: Electoral Act, Party Constitution, and the Nigerian Constitution. Irrespective of whoever is, even Dr. Ruben Abati is there. If he obeys these 3 steps and he wants to come and run election, Nigerians will vote him. Nigerians even like him. There are a lot of people who wake up to watch Arise Morning Show because of Dr. Ruben Abati. A lot of people wake up in the morning to watch because of Fufai. A lot of people wake up because of you. You understand the point I'm making? So we don't want to be building strong men anymore in Nigeria. We want to build strong institutions. And Wike was right by calling Atiku to order. Atiku should understand that he's yet aspiring to a position. He has us as delegates to meet up. He cannot decide our mind. Because he got it in 2019 does not mean he will take us for granted. This has changed. We have seen clearly what is happening. And we are telling you here that it will be a shocker of what will happen in the National Convention. I'm telling you.
So what you're saying is part 2, the fight between Wike and Atiku starts. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Doctor?
Well, thank you, Dr. Nwanosike Samuel, for joining us on The Morning Show.